Today, we're going to discuss 3 common mistakes on mobile sites. So we're going to use this super simple website as an example just to walk through some of these common mistakes. So on the right, I just have the website pulled up on my laptop. And on the left, I have the same website pulled up on an iPhone simulator. You already might be able to see the first mistake on the phone. We have this light gray background on the website, but then we have this white bar here to accommodate the dynamic island. Turns out it's pretty simple to fix this. The color in this top area is going to just take the color you set as the body background. So if you just set it to the same color, it will work. So I'm going to go here into the global CSS file, and on the body, I'm just going to call apply to use the tailwind classes, and I'll say BG neutral 200. Doesn't obviously change anything on the laptop, but now in the simulator, you can see we have a consistent background. Sometimes Safari has gotten smarter and will automatically pull a color to make it match, but I found it's been somewhat inconsistent. Next issue is a little bit more subtle. So on the right, you'll notice that this is meant to be a full height page, and you can see the footer is supposed to be stuck at the very bottom of the viewport. We set essentially a min height of screen, but on the phone, you can see we can't see this footer, even though it's the same styling. I have to scroll down a little bit to see this footer. It's because of the way the viewport height is calculated on the phone, because of this dynamic island at the top, because of this navigation bar at the bottom. It's just a different calculation. And it turns out that the view height unit that's used typically, for example, in min height of screen of 100 view height, doesn't do this correctly. So instead, I'm going to set min height to be 100 dynamic view height units. And now if I hit save, my browser on the right hasn't changed. But now if I open the phone up, look at that. The footer now is at the very bottom of the viewport you can actually see. This dynamic view height unit does the right calculation even on phones and still maintains the same behavior as expected on desktops. The final thing that we can make better here, it's this image. So by default, we're just using a normal image tag. Using this JPEG image directly, we should be using image optimization of some kind so that a smaller image is sent to the phone. There's a few ways you can do this. Since I'm using next.js, I'm just going to use next image, which has this built in, but there's other services like from Cloudflare that you could use. I'll just use next image here. So I'm just going to swap this for image from next image. I need to give it some different properties to make the size correctly. So fill, okay, the image still shows up. Now to show the value of this, I'm going to pull up the inspector here in the browser. For the network, I've disabled caching, and let's just refresh the page. Okay, we'll see a bunch of stuff. I'm looking for this image here, and just to show this, let me just switch this back to the normal image tag, move this fill. If I refresh the page, you'll notice that this image is coming in at 1.1 megabytes. So now if I switch this back to the image tag and pull up this again, already on desktops, you're already getting this down to 71 kilobytes. But we can do even better because when we go on smaller screens, we want it to be even smaller. So I can do that actually by passing in the sizes property here. And let's just say 90 view width. So this tells the optimization server in the background that this image is only going to be 90 view width at most. So that's the only image that you need to send down. So now if I refresh this page on the desktop, it won't make a difference to 71 kilobytes. But now let's shrink this screen and see how that changes things. So I'm just going to shrink it here from the right. Now, if I refresh the page, look at that. The image now is down to 33 kilobytes because it knows it's a smaller screen, so it doesn't need as big of an image. That's it for this video. If you found it helpful, you should also check out this video on screen. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.